Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And today we are going to read you folks some more homegrown horrors. Adam, why don't you tell us what homegrown horrors are?
A homegrown horror is a story that has been submitted by you, the listener, and or viewer. And it is a story containing, spooky, paranormal, spiritual, sometimes coincidental, sometimes true crime elements to it that you decided you would like to share with us. And you have let us know that you are comfortable with us sharing on the show. For folks who have a story like that, Robin, where can they send them to?
You can send them to our email, storytime@scariest.com. You can even go to our website, scariest.com. We have a contact us page. You just fill out that form. It emails it to us that way. We have social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a whole bunch of different things. And we get your stories a whole bunch of different ways, and we really appreciate it.
Indeed. So that's what we're going to be doing for this episode of Storytime, which is what we do for all episodes of Storytime. So strap in. We're about to get started.
All right, so the subject of our first email is they are always watching.
It's either really sweet or really creepy. Yeah.
I hope it's the really sweet one.
We'll find out here in a minute, I'm sure.
All right, so it goes. Hiya, Adam and Robin. Hello, that's us.
Hello.
This is my second homegrown horror. Congratulations. Thank you. Once me and my friend were going into a patch of woods, and we were just going to chill. I would never do that myself, go into the woods just to chill. I know you live near woods. For me, it was
I've gone into the woods to chill
a little
before.
bit more weird to do so because we had beaches, so you just go to the beach to chill instead.
Right. You lived on an island, so it's understandable.
She has always been the mom type. I love the mom friends. She told me the woods gave her a bad vibe. She is a sensitive person. We had carried a Ouija board with us, so you weren't just going to chill.
Yeah, that's not chilling. That's raising the dead.
We sat at this weirdly shaped tree stump, and we set the stuff up. I brought sea salt to give us some kind of protection. I put a circle of salt around us, and we started it up. A few minutes passed, and we heard a small pack of crows. Murder of crows?
Murder.
Or does it have to be a certain number to be a murder?
I mean, if it's a group, it's a murder, but I don't know what, like, a group is considered. Maybe more than 3? Who knows?
In my folklore, crows represent death. Interesting. I looked over at my friend, and she was shaking a little and was very cold in the middle of summer.
Interesting.
We could feel things around us, and I'm not the type to tell a demon to enter me, but I would totally tell a demon to go fuck off.
Wow.
When she got a response, it was my late grandmother's name, and then it spelt Hell.
That's fucked up. So it's your late grandmother's name, and then the word hell.
Yeah. I freaked the fuck out. I grabbed my friend without properly closing out. So you didn't say goodbye. Fuck. I shoved some salt in her. What? Another folklore thing that if you eat salt, a demon can't enter and take your soul. And I chugged some salt. Okay, so she's just like, eat this, and made her friend eat salt, and then ate salt. That's just so funny when you say, I shoved salt in her.
The imagery is just weird when you hear it that way.
I picked her up and ran out. While exiting, my friend and me felt something watching us. Ever since we did this, anytime we were around woods, I live in a house surrounded by woods, we can feel something staring at us. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for reading, and I love you all. With love, Emily. Thank you so much for that story. That's really scary. I don't even know what you would do to close out a session that you...
I think all you can do is reopen it and properly close it.
Oh,
Because
really?
technically you've never closed it, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not a Ouija board expert. I just say don't mess with them, and if you do mess with them, just make sure you follow the rules. So in this case, I'd say try... I mean, I wouldn't suggest using it again if you don't have to.
Right?
But, I would open it up, use it for a little bit, ask what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, and then... say, like, to all spirits and all things connected from the other side, we're closing this out. TTYL, GG, bro. And then move it to close or end or whatever it is. And thank you. Whatever the hell, however you end it, click resolve. Let them give you your 5-star rating, customer service satisfaction. And then move on with your life. And hopefully you won't feel like you're being watched anymore. So, yeah. Good tip on the salt, though. Everyone make sure to shove salt into your friends if you're ever afraid they're going to be possessed by a demon. I recommend the belly button. It's the best way. So, I mean, the key to a man's heart is through his stomach, right?
Oh, my Lord.
I imagine the soul is the same way. But there you go. Thank you so much for sending that in. We appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and move into my first email of the show. And this one's subject is, you can read this on the podcast if you want. Thank you for clarifying that right up front so I didn't have to skim through your email looking for that line. And this one's from Caleb. It says, hi.
Hello.
I've been a long-time listener, and I was on here before. I had the sleep paralysis with the demons. I feel like that doesn't really narrow it down, because we've had a lot of sleep paralysis with a lot of different demons sent in. I must say, I did not see any red demon dong. That's good to know. No one wants that when you have sleep paralysis.
What the shit?
It's a reference to that one movie that we talk about sometimes. This is the end. How he has, like, the demons show up, and there's, like, the big dangling dick or whatever. You don't remember this?
Is the end.
Robin has completely etch-a-sketched this.
Which one is This Is the End?
It's the end of the world with, like, Seth Rogen and James Franco and Danny McBride.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Cool. I just had to explain one of our jokes to Robin. It's always so much fun. I have more things that have happened to my family and to just myself. When I was 11, my father passed away due to diabetes complications. That's very sad.
That's really sad. Yeah, sorry for your loss.
A few weeks after the funeral, things started to happen around the house. My nephew, Jaden, who was a toddler at the time, was deathly afraid to go into the hallway because, quote, Papa was in there. So every time he had to have someone come with him through the hallway, or he would cry very hard out of nowhere.
So was he afraid because he should be gone, but he's still there? Or was he afraid that because he looked different? You know what I mean? Because he had died? Did he look scary or something like that? You know what I mean?
I'm confused. Like, you're saying he's a ghost either way, but he's scared of him for a different reason?
Why is he scared of him? Like, is he scared because, like...
He understands the concept that he shouldn't be there?
But sometimes kids are, like, all about having their relatives
they're just still around even though they've passed away?
Right.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know what the case was. You'll have to let us know. On another occasion, Jaden was jumping up and down on the couch. Me, my mom, and a few other family members were in the living room with him. We were all telling him to stop, but he kept jumping. The next thing we knew, we saw him flop in mid-air and fall back on the couch. He began to cry and say, Papa hit me. We all just looked at each other in open shock. We all believed him because my dad wasn't one for disrespect. Everyone in the house felt like he was there for at least a week. After a bit, we didn't feel him anymore. It was like he kind of stayed around to see if it would be all right without him around. And it was difficult, but it was good to feel him around for just a little bit longer. Thank you guys for everything y'all do, and I love you guys so much. I have a few more stories if y'all want me to send those too. Well, 1, we love you too.
Yeah.
And 2, yes, please send those. 3, we're sorry for the passing, but it's nice to know that you got through it and, you know, you kind of hung around a little bit longer and smacked a kid while he was at it. Because I think we can all, you know, just say that we'd like to do that after we pass on, is to just stick around and smack one of our nephews or great-nephews or grandbabies. I think it'd be pretty fun. So, good way to show that you're still there is to just knock them back into place. But yeah, thank you so much for sending that in.
So my next email is beginning, and it goes, Heyo, Adam and Robin. Heyo.
Heyo.
My name's Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa.
Hello.
My friends call me Nessie. That's so cute.
That is awesome.
Like the Loch Ness Monster. I'm a ghostie that listens and sometimes peek in at social media. I found y'all on Spotify.
Shout out Spotify.
And currently on episode 87.
87.
I love that movie, Lucky Number 11.
It's a good movie.
It's so good. Anyway, currently on episode 87 / Storytime episode 78, listening while I worked. I've never really experienced paranormal or creepy anything, but I love the topic and I love hearing everyone's stories. That or I didn't know anything was happening to me, like I was blissfully unaware. Then, something happened. I work part-time third shift from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. I usually get home around 12, chill for a bit, and then feed my pup or let him out. He usually signals to pee or poop around 1:30 a.m. or so, then go to bed around 5 a.m.
Wow.
What?
I remember doing that when I was like 19.
My pup is 9-month-old pit bull puppy named Dexter. I think
name.
Pit bulls are so cute. They are just like these big, happy little doggos. Little and big. But they're just these huge dogs that just seem so happy, and just their tails like move their whole bodies, and they're just so cute. I don't know.
What was the name they called them? Caretaker breeds? Like prior to the bad rep they got because they were so good around children and especially babies?
Something like that. He's actually my brother's, but I watch him when my bro couldn't, so he's basically mine. JK. Well, maybe. I would do that too. If my sister had a pet and she was like, can you take care of him? I'd be like, he's mine now. Anyway, I live in the suburbs with my family. Our house has 2 levels in the front. Our yard is fairly big, 15 to 20 steps from front door to sidewalk. That is a big yard.
Yeah.
Where our mailbox is. If we're facing the street, to the left from the front door is the garage/driveway. There are 3 windows on the second level facing the front yard. My brother's far right, definitely asleep. My sister's in the middle, awake, but I know she's playing PC games. And my parents above the garage. My dad's probably going to sleep at this time because his blinds are down. My mom's at work. She's a night shift nurse. And then it has like the hands emoji, whatever.
That's funny.
Because nurses are such hardworking people and it's absolutely crazy. We don't have a porch unless you count a square concrete a little wider than the door. So it's just like a little tiny pad.
Right. Just a bit wider. It's like the landing for your door.
We also have a lamppost next to the driveway, which acts as a midway point between door and sidewalk. We use that to light our front yard at night. Our house is at a junction. Our street's like a T, and our house is on the horizontal part of the T, where the vertical line touches. So it's like where the car drives into, maybe?
Yeah, like that makes sense, yes.
Okay. The street is barely lit with 2 street lamps on either side of our house, also blocked by big trees at the edge of our yard. Your house looks, it sounds like it looks amazing, like something out of a movie. So without our little lamppost, the front yard is dark. Sorry, that's a lot of background. Hope it makes sense. For the 5-ish months that I've been taking Dexter out, nothing has happened. It's mostly quiet besides the trucks on the highway less than a mile away. So this night, Dexter doesn't signal to go out until 3:30 a.m. I usually don't mind. It felt like any other night. So we go out there. I have him on a leash. He pees right when he steps off the concrete block onto the grass. I give him time in case he decides to poo, so he wanders around the front yard. Then, not too long after, I'm standing in between the lamppost and the front door. Dexter is sniffing the ground around the lamppost. It's probably around 3:33 when I hear some random guy whistle in the distance. Dexter looks up in the direction and just stares and cocks his head. I can't see in the direction because then I would be staring into the light of the lamppost. It really sounded like the whistle was calling for him. I'm imagining the whistle like when you're on Pirates of the Caribbean and the guys that are locked up in jail whistling for the dog. Yeah, that's what I imagine this whistle sounds like. I look up to the second floor thinking my dad was calling to him, but it can't be my dad because my back is to the house and his blinds are down. And the whistle came from across the street in front of me. I stood there for I don't know how long, but I quickly sped walk back to the house with Dexter in tow. And I'm so glad this puppy is so well behaved. I prayed that he wouldn't run to the darkness. I would be so freaking scared.
Right.
We get inside, I lock the door, shut the lights, and run to my room. When I got inside and checked the clock, it read 3:36, so we were only out there for 6-ish minutes. I haven't told anyone yet because I wanted to type this out before anything. That's so freaking funny. But safe to say I'm never going out again unless I know someone else is awake and aware that I'm outside. I'm still a bit freaked as I send this. My poor puppy didn't even get to poop.
Aww.
But if he does inside, no big deal. I just don't want to go back out there. Hope nothing else happens. After calming down a bit, I spent some time typing in a background and an intro before sending this. I hope it was readable. Thank you for reading, Vanessa. That's so, scary, but Vanessa is probably the cutest thing.
Not to mention, it's really well written, and it really paints a picture of something that's super fucking creepy. Like, either it's just this random sound you heard that sounded like someone whistling for your dog, or it's someone actually calling your dog, and I don't know why anyone would do that, unless they're just being a fucking creep and they're trying to lure your dog towards them, knowing that you would go after your dog, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't want to go outside either. But, I mean, you do have a pit bull, and they are fiercely defensive. So, that's one of the good things. But, yeah, we're glad you're okay and we're able to send that message to us. So, thank you for sending that in. All right, so I'm going to move on into my last email and the last email of the show. And this one's subject is murder in the apartment across from me.
Ooh,
holy
true
shit,
crime.
That sounds freaky. Starts out like this. What's up, Adam and Robin?
What's up?
What's up? Hope y'all are doing great and safe and sound during these hard times. I remember this story when I was listening to an episode of My Favorite Murder. Shout out to MFM. I love that show. That's me, not them. They didn't say that in their email. I said that in my brain and in my mouth. I completely forgot about this happening in my apartment complex until they mentioned a home invasion in Houston. This one happened sometime in April of 2011. I'll give you all the details that I remembered and the rumors that I heard that the news never covered. I'm from Houston, Texas. I used to live about 20 minutes away from downtown Houston in an apartment with my mom and my 3 sisters. In parentheses, it says, I'm the only boy. It's a lot of estrogen.
It's hard being the only boy. Adam knows.
Yeah. We have 3 pets. They're all girls. And then we have Robin. And then we have my mom in the house. And then typically we have Robin's sister over. And then occasionally we have Robin's aunt and cousin over. And they're all ladies as well. And then occasionally we have her cousin, who is a gentleman, who comes over. And it's nice. It's a breath of fresh air. Although there's really nothing wrong with hanging out with a bunch of beautiful women. So,
aw, that's so cute.
I will continue. It says,
Cheese.
I'm going to give you what the news covered, then go into what I was told and heard around the complex. It'll be pretty long, so strap in. Notice she said strap in and not strap on.
Okay, you know what? That one episode, I said strapped on. I don't even know.
Everyone strap on.
And
this is gonna be a good one.
The next day, immediately was just like
so much shit.
Yeah.
It was so funny. All right, the email continues. First, the news said that there was an attack on a man in an apartment across from mine. His wife was coming home after dropping off her son, and when she opened the door, 2 people pushed her out of the way and ran. She immediately called the cops after she found her husband with head trauma, tied up and bleeding from his head. She was freaking out because she couldn't find their 2-year-old daughter until she looked underneath the bed where the baby was covered in blankets. Police mentioned that the two suspects were were a white male and a Hispanic male. They suspect that they entered through his door after they knocked and he opened up. They fought before the man was knocked out and beaten. As far as police were concerned, nothing was taken from inside the home. About a week later, they found the Hispanic man, but never divulged why they attacked the man and never mentioned if they found the white man. That is what the news reported. Here is what I saw and heard when I came home that afternoon after school. First, let me say that I'm glad we all went to different schools, because if not, my mom would have been home around the time the murder happened. Anyways, my mom was heading into the apartments that afternoon when I saw a huge amount of news reporters and people surrounding them being the apartments, I believe. My mom doesn't like us being nosy, but me being nosy, wanted to find out what was going on.
You don't want your kids to be noisy either.
This is true. Although if there's like a bunch of news reporters, I'm gonna be like, yeah, Adam Jr., go over there and ask what the fuck's up.
Dude, okay,
because it's like an innocent child. We'll see what they say to him. Come back to me with that information.
When the person next door in our old apartments got shot, news obviously came by to ask us, like, what'd you hear? What happened? And it was just like, I don't want to talk about it, dude. Do you really think I want my face on the news after someone gets shot? You know, it's just crazy. You don't want your kids to talk during those
Plus,
times.
if you said something stupid and they put you on the air, you would have been auto-tuned. Like, that was the time of 2010s where anyone that said anything like a little bit awkward or a little bit catchy totally got auto-tuned. All right, the email goes on. I immediately went to the vans where I saw my friends actually being interviewed about the situation. They didn't even know what happened. They just wanted to be on TV. Anyways, the story I was told that day was that the man owed money to people and that he hadn't paid them back. They came looking for him, and when the fight ensued, he managed to hide his daughter underneath the bed and just threw blankets on her so the intruders wouldn't see her. They beat this man to death because he owed them.
Oh my God.
What's even crazier is that a friend moved into that same apartment where the murder happened, and his family would complain about hearing fighting outside and inside the house, even though there was no one living above them or next to them. Supposedly, you could even hear the man screaming if you walked by at night.
Shut up. That's terrifying. That's like instant ghost.
Yeah, that's super. It's a traumatic
crazy.
event. Sorry for the long story. I just couldn't wait to share. Stay safe out there and wish y'all nothing but the best. Thank you so much for sending that in. We appreciate it. That one's super fucking crazy. And that's what I'm talking about when I say true crime. It doesn't always have to be supernatural related, but you don't really remember sometimes, like, oh yeah, that thing happened. It's not like at the forefront of your head or your brain or your mind thoughts or whatever until you hear something and you're like, oh yeah, there was a murder across the apartment from me. Or like there was a shooting like 2 apartments over. It's not like a conversation starter. You don't lead with that. So sometimes it kind of gets buried in the archives of your brain and it just gets brought out. If that happens, it gets brought out because you hear something on this show or a different show, but you want to share it with us. We highly encourage you to do that because as tragic as that shit is, it's also super fascinating, and we appreciate you sharing with us. So thank you for sending that.
Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us for the live show. If you joined us for the live show, thank you to everybody who's listening and got through this entire episode and joined us and keep supporting us. You guys are absolutely awesome, and we really couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, please email storytime@scarish.com or go to our website, scarish.com, and click on Contact Us. Fill out that form. It does come directly to us. Or you can hit us up on any of our social medias. We have Facebook, which is facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can message us there. You can also go to, what's it called? Twitter? Yeah, @scarishpod. And Instagram is @scarishpodcast. We also have some social medias if you guys just want to hang out and relax, maybe chit-chat a little bit. We have Discord. The best way to get to the Discord is to go to scarish.com, and there are links to all of our social media on the right-hand side of that page. And there's also a scroller that says join our Discord in the very top banner. You can click that. It'll take you directly there. It's a bunch of little chat rooms that we've made specific to the Spooky Friends. It's really fun. Or you can join the Spooky Friends group on Facebook, which is awesome. We're just continuing to grow, which is super cool to see. There's so many memes that are shared. Most of them spooky related, but fun. And some of them are just downright funny. So check those out. Join us there. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
If you would like to donate to us, you can go to patreon.com/scaryishpodcast. Right now, I only have a few of the Mothman keychains left for Badge of Honor patrons and above. I did mail out a whole bunch today. I'm so happy, today being Tuesday, that you folks support us, and I'm so thankful that I was able to make something that is special and unique for you guys. So hopefully you folks enjoy that. You can also donate at coffee, ko-fi.com/scaryishpodcast. And those are one-time donations. All your donations go to helping us upgrade our studio setup, keep us going, doing our everyday, day-to-day things, especially in this climate, you know, in this world going on right now. And we really thank you all for helping us keep on creeping on.
Wow. What a wonderful improvised outro.
You should have seen all the notes I was writing. I write all the notes in the Patreon packages by hand, and I just sit there and I write them all day. So hopefully you folks enjoy those too. I think I wrote that on a couple notes.
She always winds up like reading me her like favorite puns or silly jokes that she has, so she is very proud of it. That said, I think that's just about everything we have for this episode. So thank you so much to those of you who listened. Marking this really quick because we didn't give a shout out to Freshly Squoze, who followed us 26 minutes ago. Solid name, Freshly Squoze.
Thank you. I also want to give a shout out to our shout out to your patrons.
Oh, fuck, we forgot to do that.
Yep. So we have two Codys. So we have a Cody Liebolt and a Cody Emerson. Cody Emerson, Jesus. Because I'm thinking this off the top of my head. I literally don't have a list. And a Michael. So you guys are super awesome. Thank you guys so much to being those top patrons that support us so much.
That is everything we have for you all for this episode. So, Robin, go ahead and sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.